which is terrific. Good morning, everybody. It is another Thursday, and welcome back to Power Hour. So if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome. It is so great to see you. We see some of our favorites in the chat, including Brian, who's waiting for those donuts that we talked about yesterday. And we are so glad that you're back with us. So let us know where you're tuning in from, because we always love to know if you're catching us here live on LinkedIn, or if you're over on YouTube, or even on Facebook. So let us know, where are you tuning in from? What area of the country are you in? Because today we have a special topic, which I think is relatable to everybody, especially here in the US, but anybody who is in business for themselves or is looking to advance themselves in their career. Today is all about an attitude of gratitude. So before we begin, I want to pass it over to two people I am so thankful to be doing business with, Dan and Erin. And Matt can't be here today. He is off doing another amazing speaking engagement, helping companies really land their stories to help them promote themselves better and to serve for the heart. So Matt, we'll catch you next time. But good morning, Dan and Erin. It's so good to see you guys. What's going on with you, Dan?
And Matt is grateful that we don't give him crap about not being here.
Yeah.
He literally put that in the chat this week to us, so it had to be mentioned. So great to be here. This is one of my favorite topics. I love this. I think this is so important. So I'm really excited to dive in. I think we'll be exploring some really fun things here, some action items. So it's going to be a really good episode. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dan Mott. I help you build your business on LinkedIn through coaching courses and other free resources. Brady Bunch style pass to Erin.
One day we'll get it.
I'm never gonna get it.
It'll just be natural.
We're never gonna get it. It's just the way it is. Good morning, everybody. I'm Erin. I know we miss Matt around here. We need his juju. I run Muscle Creative, so I help solopreneurs and small businesses actually connect with their audiences through conversational copywriting. I always say, like, so they don't sound robotic, but then I put this on my about page. I'm like, no shade thrown to robots, because hopefully there's going to be one cleaning my house. So someday, love the robot.
I am grateful for Roomba.
Yeah, grateful
That's right.
for Roomba. Exactly.
Hashtag not a sponsor yet.
Not if there's an affiliate link. Just kidding. But yeah, so I'm excited to jump into this too, because gratitude can seem like it's all floofy, but it's really not. And if you take it seriously, especially in your life and in business, it can take you really, really far. So I thought that this was a really great idea to do, and timely, since we are headed into Thanksgiving week. And on that, what is everybody doing for Thanksgiving? Those that celebrate it. What's everyone up to?
Good question. I am hosting this year. We've got 14 people coming over.
Wow.
So far, everybody is healthy and ready to party and enjoy each other. So we're really excited to be able to have some family with us this year. As probably many who are here, and you guys too, last year was a little bit weird. And so we sort of curbed the celebration. So we're just excited to be together again. What are you guys doing?
We are driving to El Paso. We're going to go, because I haven't seen my parents since the start of COVID. So,
really?
So it was Thanksgiving of 2019 was the last time I saw my parents in person. They were supposed to come that March for spring break. And of course, March is when everything happened. And I thought, it'll be better in the summer. It was worse in the summer. Like, it was just like, just couldn't seem to get the timing right. So, so anyway, my parents and Joey's parents both live in El Paso, Texas. And so we're making the drive to go see the grandparents for my kids next week. So I'm excited to see everybody too. Dan, what are you doing?
And Erin has such a small family that it's easy for her to be able to get around and see everyone.
It's so tiny. There's like 2 of us.
That's right.
What is it again?
20 kids. So I have 19 brothers and sisters. So I don't remember the last time we all got together, but it's always like, I don't know, 30 plus at Thanksgiving, at least, because of us. So those of us who can make it, and then the kids and all that stuff. So it's
so most people have like the regular table and the kids table, where Erin's family just has like literally restaurant style.
Table, push this one here. What can we grab the chairs from over there? What can we do? Yeah. The neighbors have anything we can borrow? Yeah.
I love it.
We're heading out to my in-laws, so it'll be good. We actually had this will be the first time that we get all the grandkids together. So we had our baby girl this year. She is just over 6 months old. My wife's has 3 younger brothers. 2 of them, the middle ones, are twins. They both had babies this year as well. So this will be the first time that we're getting all 3 of them together with the grandparent. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm really excited about it.
Wow, that's super special. Oh my gosh, your first Thanksgiving.
It's going to be so cute.
I know, it's
And
gonna
also
be
so chaotic.
Yes.
You know what you'll need? You'll need to get like a little bell, like put a little bell and on a bracelet on her wrist, because she's going to be passed around to so many family members. You're going to have.
Where is she? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Where is she now?
Oh,
Welcome. Take a baby.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty here. Pick one.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, well, good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, let us know where you're tuning in from. We are seeing some folks who we love to see every week in the chat. Good morning, Denise. It was so good. So nice to talk to you yesterday. Brian, it is great to see you. And Josh, you guys have been with us for a long time. We are so appreciative, because really, without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. It wouldn't be any fun to share any of these pearls of wisdom and these awesome guests with you guys if we had no audience yet. And we do, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. With that said, if there is something that you want to learn about in season 2, if there is a thought leader that you want us to interview and you want to really learn from, let us know. I know Steve mentioned a couple to me last week, so we're building that list right now. We're going to start our outreach. So let us know what you guys want to learn about, what would help move the needle for you in your life and business, and we'll make sure we get it on the schedule. So just wanted to put that out there, you guys. Let's grow this awesome club. We're so grateful for each and every one of you. Garrett, it's great to see you this morning too. And if you guys haven't met me yet, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Claire. I run Traction Resume, where I help sales leaders get better jobs and make more money with incredibly powerful resumes and interview prep. So we're just, a couple of people here who want to help you in the lessons that we've learned in our business and life. So hopefully they can help you as well, and have some great people on this show too that can offer some pearls of wisdom to help us all get ahead and move forward. So today, one of those things that is near and dear to everybody, especially here in the US, who are celebrating Thanksgiving, but really anybody who's had a business, and certainly myself, is gratitude. And I think the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to gratitude is like thank you notes and thanking people. But what I've learned anyway over, my career and just sort of being helped by many along the way and along that journey, is that gratitude doesn't really stop at just the thank you note. So would you guys agree? Do you feel like gratitude has become something bigger than maybe initially thought because of being in business for yourselves?
Yeah, I think it's a running thread, right? So you have this, that phrase, attitude of gratitude, and you share it, and it's almost like you pass it forward, right? Because then if someone's grateful for you, like Claire, I got a thank you note from you, and it was just like, I was like, and it's exactly it's like, so then it made my day, and then it just kind of like, it's a trickle snowball effect, right? And so but then once you start practicing gratitude, so it starts with the thank you note, but then it's like a muscle, right? So as you consistently work it, it's like, okay, then you learn to be more present and grateful for what you have, and you see gratitude in things that might be the most mundane, but you can really get a lot out of it, and it starts to trickle through to everything that you do, to the point that you don't even realize it sometimes. And it can go from the little stuff to the big stuff. So I totally agree that it starts small, but then as you practice, because it really is, you have to practice gratitude, it becomes bigger, and it impacts so much more.
I think that's such a good point too. And I think you brought it up before we went live too, that it really kind of comes from an abundance mindset, right? And I think that you have to take it on yourself to practice it, to put it out there, to go practice gratitude with yourself and with others, to express your gratitude for them. And it's a snowball effect, right? Like it builds you up internally, it builds your relationships up. They then become more grateful for you and their relationship with you. And it's just a compounding effect that is going to help you, and not only in your business, but your life too, right? Like, and I think that it's so incredibly important to practice that on a daily basis. And I've actually recently kind of gotten away from it. And then this morning I was like, I'm grateful for the Power Hour crew for getting me back into this mindset to make sure that I'm practicing this regularly. So what I guess my question for the two of you and anyone else who's listening here is how do you practice gratitude, whether that be daily, weekly, or whatever your cadence or routine is for it? I know for me, one of the best ways to do it is I journal every single morning, first thing I do when I wake up. So that's the best place for me to do it because I'm a creature of habit. So I need to like have a schedule. I need to have a routine around things. So I know I'm going to write in the morning. Okay. One of the things I'm going to write about today is going to be gratitude. So that's kind of where I put my focus into it. I try to be grateful for one thing and expand on that, not just be like, I'm grateful for this and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for this and all the other things. I try to focus on one thing and then really dive deep into why I'm grateful for that or how it's impacted my life or what that means for the future. So Claire, Erin, how about you or anyone else in the chat? How do you practice gratitude on a daily basis?
Oh, yeah. And Denise says, yes, it is bigger. I think she's resonating with you there too. Thanks, Denise.
Also, Garen, I'm going to take you up on your challenge and I'm going to say Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Brownie are we close?
That sounded beautiful for me.
Nailed it.
I want the brownie points.
Yeah. Wait, are brownie points actual brownies?
Yes.
Ooh.
Garen, I will be messaging you with my P.O. box.
Oh my gosh.
I will. I like dark chocolate.
Speaking of, that's something that I was chatting with a few other resume writers this year about what they do for clients, returning clients, clients who they have worked with or who maybe didn't need their services at the moment, but knew someone who did. And they were putting into place sort of, thank you programs, appreciation programs, pay it forward programs. Have you guys implemented anything like that where, you sent ice cream or you sent a referral fee or, what do you guys do? Anything like that yet? Or maybe it's something you want to do in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Well, to first to answer Dan's question about like how we practice gratitude every day, I used to write down what I was grateful for, and then I got away from it. So I do need to get back, practice what I preach, right, and get back into that. But then it is really just, and I posted this when I was letting people know about this episode of I'm working on it. I'm working on being more intentional and, I'm practicing more gratitude and realizing it. And it's so funny because before this episode was like, a glimmer in our eye, I was already thinking about this and I was like, gosh, this is what I need to focus on for the rest of the year and into 2022 is to just like to really practice it and just be more intentional instead of always thinking about what's next, which is what I tend to do. It's like, got to keep going. What's next? What's next? And it's like, whoa, like, wait, let's just like be intentional and be grateful. And not that I'm not grateful, but just, spend time and be present, in the now, before racing on to the next. And I think that goes hand in hand with gratitude. And to your question, Claire, it's something that I'm planning on doing. Like I've done little things, like I'll send little thank yous and that sort of a thing. But we for a while now, Joey and I have talked about like for our podcast guests to create. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but like we're creating these. I know, Claire. I was creating some like cool like swag, but like cool swag, and stuff that you would be proud to have. For being a guest on our podcast. So we're discussing things that we can do that would make more of an impact.
Yeah. And hey, if you're here joining us, tell us what that would be. Put it in the chat. What would be some cool swag that you would be really excited about? I got so I run my website on Kajabi, and I think, Erin, you do too. And if you reach a certain level with Kajabi, then they send you really cool swag, which included this time a rocket notebook. Has anybody else used a rocket book? It's like it was so cool. It's a reusable notebook that you write on with pen, and then the pen actually erases. But then what's so cool about it is you scan it and it immediately uploads and transcribes it to your phone, your email, whatever platform you want on Google. So it's really cool. And Garen says, send a rubber foot with a card saying, just trying to get my foot in the door.
Garen's on fire this morning.
He is. Garen, I caught your show last week. It was epic, my friend. He and his desk rig have got it figured out. So don't be fooled if we come running to you when we're planning season 2 and plotting how to make it awesome. Gary, we will be knocking on your door.
I feel like he's on the show already this week.
Yes.
He's a guest. Everybody, welcome Karen.
Welcome, Garen. It's great to see you. Let's ask you a question.
Right.
I loved what you shared about the intentionality about being, putting this attitude of gratitude into practice, Erin, because I think that sometimes it takes that initiative to slow down and get creative with it. Just like planning really great swag or really great outreach with clients, or even for your career for that matter, how to reach out to people, but do it in a way that makes them feel really good and attracts them to you. And this morning I was reading, I know I've mentioned this before, and we had Niraj Kapoor on Power Hour not too long ago, but I was reading his book this morning. Everybody Works in Sales. Get this book. It's excellent. It's on Amazon. Shameless plug. Niraj, we love you. But so one thing that he talks about that was an absolute tipping point for him was when he started investing in himself. And one of the ways was, personal investment, reading great books, getting a great mentor, but then also implementing this attitude of gratitude by giving back. Initially it started with like 10% of profits or something, right? And that mental shift for him toward gratitude and toward giving, he said, completely changed the game. It changed the way that he was feeling about himself, the way that he felt fulfilled in his business. And also, instead of chasing companies and clients, people started noticing this amazing, these amazing activities and things that they admired about this season and feeling of giving from him. And he started attracting them to himself. And I thought that was a really powerful piece. If you guys have this book, or if you don't have it yet, I think it's around chapter 10, but check it out, because I feel like that attitude of gratitude can be a force multiplier when we, I think on LinkedIn we talk about it all the time, the LinkedIn, vibe of giving and giving value, and then letting things happen from that. So Dan, do you feel like that kind of practice has started attracting opportunities to yourself?
Yeah, and I'm actually, to be truthfully honest, I'm pretty bad at this, right? Like, I think I'm good at being grateful internally, right? Like as a journaling exercise, or one-on-one with people, like I can do it that way. But in terms of like being like, there's a lot of opportunities where I miss out, and even not just in business, but in my personal life, right? Like where I should be more grateful to my wife. Like the other day I was thinking like she went to work late and it was just me and Lily, and I was giving her a bath and like reading to her and doing all this stuff. And I was just like, oh man, how does she do this all the time? She's so great. I was like, but then I was like, why did I not go say that to her then about how awesome of a mom she is? Like, so I feel like I could be doing a lot better job of like where I think these things I think these thoughts in my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm very grateful for this, but I'm not great at expressing that. And maybe that's just because like I'm socially awkward sometimes. I don't know. I get like wrapped up in my head a lot of the time. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there for me to be more expressive with, in my practice of gratitude, right? Like not keeping it to myself. I think that kind of like almost goes against the point. So that's something that I personally know I need to be better with just moving forward. So
yeah, that's so true. Because we can have these thoughts all day long. And then if we don't share them, it doesn't really, it helps us, right? We feel better, like, oh, that's so great. But then we don't like share it with the actual people to kind of spread the love. And so, yeah, we did talk briefly about coming from, I think a lot of people have heard the phrase of like coming from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, which does correlate to being grateful for what you have and how far you've come. Because I think a lot of times it's so easy to play the comparison game, right? And just feel like, oh, this person's doing that, this person's ahead of me, and I need to do all these things, and just being like, oh, there's not enough of success to go around, or whatever. And so it's just like remembering of like there's enough for everybody. Like I love the phrase, the world is up for grabs. It's like there's enough here for everybody. And so it's really like, as soon as you kind of change that mindset to coming from that point of view rather than desperation or scarcity, and you start thinking about like how you're how you're having a good time, not even just how you're helping others. That's great too. I think we always hear that you've got to serve, and you do, but then also it's like have fun and have a good time. And once it shifts to that rather than the almighty dollar, I think a lot of change happens.
Oh my gosh, powerful stuff. Absolutely. And Denise and I had a chance to chat yesterday. Denise, it was so nice again to chat with you. And we talk about, we want to give everybody here listening action over theory, right? And Denise is one of those action oriented people too, where she not only does this gratitude practice every day where she mentions, a couple things she's grateful for every day, but then she goes and tells those people that she appreciates them. And I think, Erin, that is exactly what you're talking about. Once you identify those things, right, we get conscious about what we are grateful for and who really is impacting our lives for the better, then letting those people know. It's this compound effect. And I think that, really we don't do it enough. I don't know if we can do it enough, right? But I know, Dan, first of all, you do not give yourself enough credit because I think
I'm really bad at that. I'm bad at being grateful for myself.
I'm grateful for you, but it's there are ways too that just in your content and just in the way that you relate to people online and you help them effortlessly and generously, that I think that shows that attitude in itself, even, without saying just thank you, right? Like, I think you and I chatted a little bit about something that you did after working with Erin. Do you want to share? Because I thought that was like a perfect example.
Yeah, so Erin helped me out. I've been going through some messaging exercises, not like rebranding myself, but going through the way that I position myself. And Erin and I sat down. She helped me with, she graciously offered me one of her Write With You sessions. And it was such an awesome experience. We sat down and went through it, and I was super grateful. So I just emailed her and I was like, hey, I wrote you this testimonial. I just wanted to see what you thought about it. Use it wherever you want. And like, I was like, give me the thumbs up and then I'll post it to LinkedIn as well. So yeah, I mean, right. Like, I think that there's this, and this happens like within our crew and within our networks and just within the connections that we have, like, we want to help each other. We want to, we do that through our content, but we also do that through just like, hey, I'm going to help my friend out, right? Like, I'm going to let me help you. Let me, because right, we're helping each other out. Erin gets a chance to run through her exercise, run through her program, use me as a guinea pig in the process, helping me out, helping me really kind of lock down my ideas, my messaging. And in the process, right, like, I was so grateful for it that I was just like, I want to thank you. I want to show the world how grateful I am. So, I gave her a recommendation on LinkedIn as a result.
And it becomes so unexpected, right? Because you're just helping somebody out that you care about, and then when they in turn do something for you, it's like, what? And so like when Deanne reached out, he's like, I'm writing you a testimonial. I'm like, oh my God. And you're like, is this okay? I'm like, yes, it's perfect. Like, this is incredible. I'm just so grateful, so it's kind of cool. And there's that snowball effect that we talked about earlier in the show, right? It's just, it kind of keeps rolling on. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. And I think so that's a really great point there. The unexpected nature of that review, right? It caught you by surprise, and it's not something we'll likely forget. I think that that's one thing that's so powerful about well-placed appreciation, is that it is absolutely a force multiplier, because it is so fulfilling to the other person and it feels good to do, but also it's memorable because it just isn't always the norm. I mean, we're moving at light speed. We're distracted with a million things. We're all addicted to our cell phones. And I think that sometimes gratitude can come last. So actually, I saw some really neat, and I just want to shout them out in the chat here too, because I can't help it, but I saw some really neat ways that people were appreciating each other on LinkedIn. The other day I was, who was it? Oh, Brendan, another awesome speaker for Power Hour, Brendan Kumarasamy. If you guys aren't following him yet, do. He's wonderful, and he will teach you how to speak with confidence. And he had this shirt on and it had his Master Talk logo. And so I commented, hey, great merch, right? Because that's his logo. And he said, yeah, Lauren Greif, another Power Hour guest, by the way, follow her too. Lauren just sent that over to him. And I thought, wow, I mean, what a special thing. It's tangible. It's completely specific to him. And knowing Lauren, it was probably a very a wonderful surprise. She tends to be like queen of surprises and unexpected greatness. So I just really admire that way too. Have you guys ever seen anything cool like that on LinkedIn or otherwise?
Yeah, I always think that that's the best way is to be when people surprise you with it, when you're not expecting it, and it's just like it comes out of left field, and you could be having the worst day, and those things happen, and it's like it completely changes the trajectory of your day, which is cool. So I love that story. That's really awesome. I know. Doesn't John Asperian, doesn't he do a weekly post?
Every Friday, weekly
Right?
shout. Yeah.
Yeah. Another Power Hour guest. So we have pretty incredible people on here, guys. Oh my God.
We're just grateful for the people who came on the show. So we want to give them,
exactly.
we want to share some love.
So
It's so
grateful.
true.
And honestly, can we just take a minute and see how much this Power Hour has grown since it was an itty bitty baby earlier this year, and like how grateful we are to the people who show up each and every week, and how grateful we are for people who show up when they can, because everybody's busy. And you guys, we have people who message us and like, oh, I can't be there this week, but I'm going to listen to the recording, or,
Even John did it before when he popped in. He was like, I got to go to a meeting. I'll catch the replay later. Like, that's awesome. Thanks for coming back, Josh.
Yeah. It's just awesome to have this community. I know all four of us look forward to every single week, and I wish that we could like kick every day off like this, because it just sets it off on such a high note, And Claire, did you have some steps or you wanted to share?
Yes. In fact, in addition to the story about Lauren and Brendan, I wanted to share a couple other things that you guys can try today. If you're thinking like, okay, I know gratitude needs to be part of my practice. I see where it can help me generate momentum, but how do I do it? But here are a couple ways. So number one, that unexpected way of sending something with their logo on it. And there are really neat sites that you can do this, like Canva, super cheap. And it really can make somebody's day. Like the example that you gave, Dan and Erin, when you guys were working together to do more of your copywriting and your writing with you sessions, Erin, leaving a review and as a surprise. In fact, this year, this was something I think I'm going to try to do more of from here on out. But when my birthday came around this last July, and no, I will not be sharing how old I am, but when my birthday came around, I got an unexpected review testimonial from Carl Sean Watkins, another of our favorite people on LinkedIn, right? And we had helped each other earlier in the year and kind of rode this tide of early entrepreneurship in 2020. And that completely came out of left field and absolutely made my day. So, I was more than happy then to write a post. Thank him so much. What an awesome thing. Carl is the best, and Carl is the best. So that was one thing that was really unexpected and an awesome birthday present.
That's such a great idea, right? Like, don't wait for the next person to help you out to then practice gratitude. Go be thankful for someone that helped you out like 6 months ago, right? Like, that's the ultimate surprise. Like, don't think that the window of opportunity is closed. Like, you can always go back, and then it's just even more of a surprise, more of a delight, and people are going to be so appreciative of it. So
that's so true. That's so true. And many little things like that. Sometimes I even set reminders on my phone, right? I mean, I tell all my clients, we're going to set a reminder on your phone every 6 months to refresh your resume, right? Well, one thing that LinkedIn will do is it'll let you know when people's birthdays are or when their work anniversaries are. And that's, without you even having to set an alarm, that reminder is automatically going to come to you. So it could be a good opportunity to then click on that person's name and write them a quick review, or even just send them a little note of thanks or a check-in, right? How are you doing? Tell me about this job. I can't believe it's been a year. How's it going over there? So, just little touches like that can really make a difference. And LinkedIn can help you just by prompting you to check in with those people. So that's kind of a neat way to do it too.
Yeah, just don't click the button that says happy birthday. Write something.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Make your own message. So the third method I wanted to mention was something that I heard Seth Godin talking about the other day. And I mean, talk about a brilliant marketer. He is somebody I respect so much in business and life. And so one thing that he was talking about And actually, Kurt and I were chatting about Kurt. I don't know. I don't see you here yet, but if you're here, let us know. But, one thing he talks about is that there are really no new ideas. Art is borrowed, right? All art is borrowed from some other way, and that we just recreate through our lens. And that's what makes it unique, right? I think Einstein also said something to the effect of there are no new ideas. And I really truly think that is true. And it's just reviewing things through our lens. But one way that we can use that to you can use that to your advantage is if you see something that really inspires you on LinkedIn, a post or an article or someone being mentioned for something, brilliant that they shared with an audience, it's not off limits material. Now, I'm not saying we copy and paste. That is not where I'm going with this. But what I'm saying is if that really inspires you or inspires you to action, write about it. And then most importantly, cite your source. Tag who created this idea and who inspired you to do this post. Just yesterday, Junette did a post like that, and it was based on a conversation we had the other day. And she said, Claire, you inspired this post. Well, that for me was wonderful because I love continuing that conversation, right? And we want to help people continue and bring forward these amazing ideas. So instead of feeling like, oh, there's nothing more to talk about, take something that inspired you today on LinkedIn, a post that you really love, and make it your own, and then tag who inspired you to do it that way. Have you guys tried that before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a really great.
I love doing that. I'll even take screenshots of the comment that I dropped on that person's post and then post that as an image with the text and then tag them in it as a, thanks for the inspiration. So awesome.
Awesome. Not to mention a great way to repurpose content.
Exactly. Well, I love doing that. So
yes. Such a great time saver too. Auto respond for life. Yeah. Good morning, Brian. That's right. Make that birthday message something a little better than just happy birthday, right? And Denise, always great to see you too. We are so grateful to each and every one of you. We honestly can't say it enough. And so we want to let you know we are going to start creating our list and outreach for season 2. We cannot wait to make Power Hour an even better show. Erin, Dan, Matt, me, we'll all be back. And we wanted to let you know that if there's anything specific that you want to learn or any area of business or life that you want to grow and learn more about, let us know because we would love to incorporate it into the next season of Power Hour kicking off in January. But don't worry, we are not going to be completely leaving you in the dark. Every week we will have something special for you. So stay tuned to the Power Hour page and make sure that you're following the club because we want to make sure that we're growing this community with people who really are benefiting from what we share. And we want to make sure that we're sharing things that really matter to you. So let us know what those things are and we will happily incorporate them in the show. But you guys, are you excited as I am to
so excited
season 2?
Yeah.
It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so awesome, you guys. We're going to and I just wanted to say again, I know we repeat this every week, but we know that time is our greatest currency. Every episode, I think we talk about either repurposing content or how can we do things faster and more efficiently. And, time is truly precious. And the fact that you choose to spend it with us every week is really special. So we really appreciate that. It's not something we take lightly, and we cannot wait to bring you an exceptional season 2 of Power Hour. So you guys, with that, I think we got to wrap up season 1.
Yeah,
we're gonna miss you.
We're gonna go through withdrawal. We're gonna miss you guys so much. So have a happy holidays. Have fun with your family and your friends, and be safe. And we'll see you in the new year. Crazy.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stay in tune with the club and keep chatting with us on LinkedIn and everywhere else. And we cannot wait to see you again in season 2. With that, goodbye. See you next.